Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Zach and with me is my co-host David. What are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about Artemis 3 and NASA's preparation for the upcoming mission.
All right, sounds interesting. Let's get into it.
As you may be aware, NASA is preparing to return humans to the moon through their program Artemis. The next mission, Artemis 2, will not actually be landing any humans on the moon. That honor will instead go to Artemis 3. NASA recently ran through a week of simulated moonwalks at the San Francisco volcanic field located near Flagstaff, Arizona. The exercise was planned by a NASA science team located at the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. This team went through the exact same planning process that will be conducted for the Artemis 3 mission. Preparations included poring over geologic maps, coming up with a list of science questions to explore, and prioritizing moonwalk locations at the primary and backup landing sites.
The simulations were carried out by two teams. The field team consisting of NASA astronauts Kate Rubins and Andre Douglas, NASA engineers and field experts, and then a second team of flight controllers and scientists located at Johnson Space Center. This allowed the simulated missions to be conducted in a similar manner to the way that Artemis 3 will be conducted in the future. As for the simulations themselves, they were conducted by the two astronauts who wore spacesuit mock-ups. They carried out technology demonstrations, hardware checkouts, and conducted science operations similar to those that will be conducted during Artemis. Some of the technology that was demonstrated included navigation data provided through a heads-up display using augmented reality, and light beacons that can be used as navigation markers to lead astronauts back to their lander.
Additional preparation by NASA included sending their engineers, managers, and flight directors to a multi-day geology training course. These office workers traded in their offices for the volcanic fields of Arizona, where they conducted similar training to that of their astronaut partners. The purpose of the training was to give the Artemis support staff the same understanding of field geology as the astronauts they will direct during the Artemis missions. The group worked in small groups led by experts in geology as they traversed the Arizona desert studying and testing the various rocks found in the region. They even had to select rocks that they would return to their base camp with them. In the same way, the Artemis astronauts will select samples they will return to Earth with at the end of their mission.
Finally, NASA has started to select scientific instruments that will be deployed by the crew of Artemis 3. These instruments will help investigate scientific questions about the nature of the moon and help determine the future of human presence on the lunar surface. The selected instruments include a seismometer that will conduct long-term monitoring of ground movement from moonquakes in the lunar South Pole region. The second will test the lunar regolith's ability to propagate an electric field, which is key to finding lunar volatiles, namely ice. The third instrument will test the ability for agricultural crops to grow in the lunar surface environment. So there you have it. Even though Artemis 2 hasn't launched yet, preparations are underway for Artemis 3. David, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the preparations being made so far or Artemis 3 in general.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that we've been making so much progress towards returning to the moon. The training that they've done here should set them up for future success, I hope. I think the most interesting part to me is probably the seismometer and the other scientific instruments that they're going to use. The potentials of having a base or even more fancifully a city on the moon are super intriguing to me. So I think that's the thing that I most take away from this. But what about you?
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything. It's Artemis 3, it's our return to the moon, so that's a pretty big deal. And then obviously the training being conducted so early, that's great. It's making sure that when Artemis 3 is ready to go, it's ready to go and not needing to be pushed back because they aren't ready. And then, yeah, the instruments that they're going to be taking and deploying, the information they're going to be gathering, in particular the crops, because for the same reason, that's an implication of a longer term habitation. I'm sure they're going to start with probably a smaller base, but once you start growing crops, maybe it will become a town or a city of some sort, which I can't wait to see. So what about you viewers? What are your thoughts on the preparations being made, or Artemis 3, or space in general? Let us know down in the comments below.
If you've made it this far, please like and subscribe for more Beyond Earth news.
Thanks for watching.